On the injury front, I think we talked about Devin last night. It was just he got bumped in the head, and if it is a concussion, it's minor, so we held him out today. But he was out here, so the light's not affecting him, so noise is not affecting him. So it shouldn't be long with him. And then Ian Tobler heated up a little bit towards the end of practice. We pulled him, but he's fine. That's our only practice for today. We're going to have some meetings, and then we have a team activity tonight. We did some short yardage and goal line. I thought the short yardage was a little sloppy, but then they pulled it together for the goal line and ended up having a good practice. So I think sometimes, that's a sign of a team that's maturing. It's hard to come out here every day and just pound on each other the way they do, and sometimes it gets sloppy, but the teams that aren't making progress, the sloppiness continues, and the teams that are making progress, like I believe our team is making progress, they find a way to pull it together, and that's what they did today. So I thought it was another good practice for us, another good learning environment.
Is it fair to say, that you've been able to get offensively a pretty good read at every spot, except maybe the offensive line, just because of?
Yes, I think that's very fair to say. I think that, we get so many reps in a practice that we get a chance to evaluate everybody more than on just one or two plays. But you're right, Chris, the offensive line, just because of the guys that we've had missing, there's some key players that haven't been able to get to work. A guy like Simon Goins, we really wanted to see him develop quickly. And, obviously without him being able to be out here and practicing, then that slows it down a little bit. But, we had 105 snaps today in practice plus the one-on-one, so we're getting a lot of repetitions.
Tobler caught a few balls before he went down. How's he look to you so far?
Ian looks good. Ian's a good player. Ian blocks well. You can flex him out and he can run routes. He's a matchup problem. I think that he's going to be a guy. We talked about this a little bit last night. Some guys that maybe contribute early. I think that Ian will definitely be one of those guys. I like him in all phases. Blocking, running routes, and catching the ball.
You mentioned Goins. Do you see him redshirting now after sitting out for so many days?
No, I don't think. I think it's too early to say that.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously a possibility, but he's close to being back. And if he can come back and show some real progress, then we'd like to continue to try to factor him in.
And today, you popped the pads. Was it because of the heat, or?
No, it was by plan. I wanted to get the goal. We did the goal line early in practice. And then we wanted to take the pads off right after that and just get the rest of practice. So that was by plan.
Was the plan in place because you knew that it was probably going to warm up?
It was just, it's getting to the point in practice, in the camp. This is our 13th day in the heat. I want to give them a chance to recover today a little bit. That's why we came out early, and we'll come out tomorrow and have two. But it was always basically the plan to do that. You adjust the plan as it goes in camp, but this is something a couple days ago I thought we'd probably do when I saw that we had a goal line period.
Has Torian White indicated when he'll undergo his corrective surgery?
No, but it'll be sometime before the Rice game, and I don't even know exactly what the procedure is, but evidently it's not very invasive and he should be okay.
Are there any special messages, ideas that you're trying to impart to your linebacking core through training camp?
Just communication and how critical communication is and being on the same page. Those guys are the middle of the defense, they're the core of your defense, and their communication goes forward and it goes backwards. And, they've got to be on the same page. They've got to set the front. They've got to communicate the coverages. They've got to communicate all the adjustments. And so they really have to do a tremendous job of being on the same page and making calls, making them decisively, making them emphatically, making them so everybody can hear.
Doing a lot of live hitting this camp. Can you just talk about that decision and what went into it?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of what we call thud periods, and so it's a little more than a tag off, but it's less than taking a guy to the ground. We had a really physical spring, and we got a lot of tackling in. We are, what's the date today? I don't know. 14. So we're about 2 weeks away from our first game, and I think it's important that we stay sharp. One of the things, if you listen, you hear me emphasizing is play entry and leverage for the defense. And I don't believe that you have to necessarily take a guy to the ground to put yourself in position to finish the tackle. The risk that you take when you don't go live is that in that first game, there are some missed tackles. The risk that you take if you go live is that you get somebody hurt this close to the season. And so I think that if we do a good job of, focusing through the end of the play, not necessarily taking a guy down, that we're going to get the best of both worlds right there.
Was that by design or was that after?
No, that was by design. That was by design. The design was to have a really physical, intense, a lot of live in spring ball, kind of set the tempo that way, and then come out here and be physical, but not necessarily take guys to the ground. So when you say live to football players, you know, it's hard to say, hey, live, but don't cut block, live, but don't tackle low, live, but, you know, don't take a shot on your teammate, because, you know, your mindset changes when you say live. And so the term thud for us indicates that we're going to stay on our feet, we're going to try, finish with our chest on you, you know, backs know that you're going to get hit, so get yourself in a position to either, you know, deliver a blow or accept a blow, protect the football, and do all those things. But we're trying to stay on our feet as much as we can.
What's the plan for the team bonding?
Today,
Yeah.
we're going to have a great team activity today.
Sauna?
Sauna, yeah, we're just going to come out here
Yeah, just sit down.
and sit in the sauna.
Any trickery involved?
No trickery, no. We're gonna go bowling, and we're divided into teams, and you know, it's not linemen together. It's just, you know, it's kind of a mix, and we'll see who's, you know, it's going to be competitive. It's going to be like everything. It's going to be competitive. No, I picked them, just random, and so it should be fun. I mean, they deserve it. It's a chance once again to get together. Once again, to be competitive. You know, there will be winners and there will be losers. They'll have fun with each other. There'll be guys that are bowling with each other that probably haven't talked a whole lot, you know, in their lives, and it's just another good chance to get to know each other.
Is there any Vegas inside information about maybe
No.
who's a good bowler?
I would say that one of the favorites is Coach Alosi, you know, East Coast guy, you know, bald-headed, kind of looks like a bowler.
Is that because he's good, or they're scared to beat
Well,
him?
I've heard he's pretty good.
Okay.
No, they're not afraid. They're not, well, there might be a little fear in there, but I've heard that he's a pretty good bowler.
Jim, you're getting to the end of this camp, which partly was about the bonding thing, and you're going to do the thing tonight. Has it gone pretty much to this point the way you wanted in terms of the team unity and bonding thing?
It's been better than I thought it would be. It's just been really a great experience for our players, for our coaches, for everyone up here, you know, whether it's our video department, our trainers, our equipment department. We're all spending a lot of time together. You know, you see groups walking around that wouldn't typically be walking around together. You see guys hanging out together that wouldn't always, you know, typically back at Westwood be hanging out together. I think guys are getting to know each other a lot better. I think there's really good competition on the field, and I think there's really good camaraderie off the field. And so it's been a success for us from that standpoint.
Coach, we weren't out here the last few days. I want to get your thoughts on Patrick and how much this team will miss him and kind of the things that he brought on and off the field.
Well, we're going to miss him. You know, I probably can't say it any better than I said it yesterday. The guy is just, you know, the heart and soul of this team. He has been. He's everything that you look for in a football player in terms of commitment, in terms of being dedicated to the game, toughness, fearless, leadership, you know, holding himself to a high standard, holding his teammates to a high standard. Our players all respected him tremendously and continue to respect him tremendously. That was a tough decision that he made. It was a courageous decision. I thought it was a good decision. You know, this guy has his whole life to look forward to, and he's suffered, you know, a couple concussions that have you know, woken him up a little bit, and we're gonna really miss him. But that being said, he's going to be around the program. We gave him a little time to, you know, I said grieve, kind of mourn the loss of football in his life as a player, but we hope that he's around the program in some capacity. He's indicated that he wants to be, and I think that'll be good for him, and it'll be good for our team.
And at quarterback, what have you seen from Brett that you really liked and led you to name him the starter?
What we've seen from Brett, really from the first day of spring ball till now, is just a guy that's improved daily. He's a very good leader. The players on our team have a lot of respect for him. He's shown to be a good decision maker and getting better every day. He throws the ball with velocity, timing, and touch, and he can get out and run. You know, so when a play breaks down, as plays often do at this level, you know, he can still make something of it. And you know, I just think that there's a level of confidence that our team has in him that is noticeable when you're in the huddle, when you're in the meeting rooms, when you're around him. The guy's just got natural leadership ability, and they gravitate towards him.
Jim, who fills the Larimore void? Is it any one guy in particular? Or
The
leadership maybe?
The leadership,
Yeah.
well, on the field, you know, is one thing, but from a leadership standpoint, that's a hard void to fill. You know, I see a guy like Damian Holmes, who's been around here a while, and is one of our harder workers. Players really respect him. I see him being a guy that, partially fills that void. I think a guy like Tevin McDonald, Andrew Abbott, they partially fill that void. The one thing we don't want any of those guys to be is something that they're not. They have to do it their own way. They're not going to be Patrick, and we don't want them to try to be Patrick. They have to be genuine. And I think that defensively we've got a good nucleus of guys that have leadership ability. And we'll miss Patrick, but Patrick will fill that void a little bit too when he comes back. He will. If he's in the meeting or if he's on the field during practice or if he's on the sidelines during a game, there's still going to be a level of accountability to who he is and what he represents. I think that'll be felt amongst our team. Okay? Okay, hey, thanks. All right, nothing today. Tomorrow, 8:30, 5:30. Okay?